Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good now, all. This video is a bit different from the latest couple of videos. The primary difference being that I am actually playing something other than Fallout 4. The secondary difference is that I am not half asleep, so my commentary and talking and whatnot should be a bit more fruitful than last time. And the third difference being that this is going to be a live gameplay, not a let's play, sort of like a cross between an exploring and an actual gameplay thingy, that sort of thing. So this is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the latest Assassin's Creed game from French developer Ubisoft. Or is it, are they French or Canadian? I think they're French. I feel like I'm dumb. Oh, and the fourth difference being that I'm trying a more soft-spoken approach as opposed to like whispering. My throat is a little rough due to some circumstances that have kept me at home and will be keeping me at home for a while, so I hope to use this time to sort of expand my channel into other sorts of venues, other games, other types of ASMR, ambience, that sort of thing. So with all that being said, let's sort of just get into it here. Yeah, we've got a mercenary there. I'm not very high level yet, so it's going to be a bit difficult to deal with him right now. So we are on the island of Ithaca, which is the home of the famed Odysseus, the protagonist of one of Homer's great works, the Odyssey. Quite a bit happened here in the Odyssey. There's a great slaughter when Odysseus returned home and killed all of his wife's suitors, who all assumed him to be dead. Let's get a nice view up here. Let's see if we can climb on this rope. Sorta, yeah. So that is Talar the Stonefist, I believe his name is. He's a mercenary. And he's a bit of a difficult foe. So the quest I'm doing right now, or rather we're doing, I suppose, is a quest to retrieve the Shroud of Penelope, the burial shroud used for Odysseus's wife, an object of myth and legend not unlike the Shroud of Turin. So, let's see. I think getting the drop on him and sort of knocking him out so I can stealth around that area is going to be the best option. Oops, let's see. I don't really like this weapon very much, so I'm going to switch to a sword. Let's see. Nope. Okay. I think everything else is... yeah. Okay. So... let's get into it. prefer the combat in Assassin's Creed Origins a bit more. It's a bit more Dark Souls, which is really what I'm used to. I prefer being able to block rather than just parry, but I mean, both games have pretty decent combat, especially when compared to, like, other games, previous games in the series. I have to take this one pretty carefully. He's killed me quite a few times before. Oh, yeah, there we go. I was initially playing on Nightmare, which is usually how I like to play, but it got a bit difficult for me. Just because at such a low level, you don't have many abilities to sort of turn the tide in a fight. So it gets very difficult, very easy to be overwhelmed. Yeah, and so best thing to do is make a tactical retreat here. Wow. All of these other fellows. Yep, there he goes. That's not good. Yeah, the keyboard controls are a bit janky. It keeps randomly locking on, which is very annoying. Okay. Looks like I've mostly... Oops. Nope. Okay. This is not a very ASMR friendly start to a video, is it? Looks like they've mostly lost me here, but... So I really need to focus on that mercenary, because if I don't, he's gonna follow me around for quite a while. And I've gotten his health down pretty low. Oh, it looks like they're fighting a prisoner or something who escaped. Yeah. Yep, there we go. Nope, okay. Wasn't too bad. Let's see. And we just gotta clean up this fodder here. How delicate. Arena invitation. Warrior. The Pefka Arena is the most competitive arena in all of the Greek world. As the last living hero of the arena, I'm seeking the best fighters to compete on the most spectacular of stages for honor, pleasure, and enjoyment. Your reputation precedes you. Few have slain as prolifically or as poetically as you. Should you be interested, find me in Pirate Point or my associate Mayon in Pefka's Warrior's Rest. Skura, hero of the Pefka Arena. That might be worth checking out. Talar Stonefist was a good warrior, so let's give him a little warrior's goodbye. Who's this? Odessa. Wow, that was funny, Alexios. You're a real funny guy. You're a real jokester. I quite like the design of this breastplate here, yeah. It's very nice. I'm trying to resist the temptation to just pollute my channel with a bunch of Let's Plays, because I know that, to me personally, when a channel just has Let's Play 1, Let's Play 2, Let's Play 3, Let's Play 4, it's a really big sort of turn off to the channel, even if otherwise I would enjoy the content. So if I do end up doing more videos like this one where I sort of explore and sort of genuinely play a game, I probably won't do extended series. If that is something that people would enjoy, then I will. But personal preference and just a general sense of direction for my channel sort of prevents me from going that route. I enjoy taking more time with videos and making the most thoughtful content that I can. That being said, again, if this is something that you guys enjoy, absolutely, 100% I will do more stuff like this. Now, that is the island of Kefalonia, with a great statue of Zeus topping the mountain at its center. Kefalonia is the starting island to the game, and it is where you will spend a lot of your time in the beginning section, up until you unlock a boat. That very boat right there, in fact. I'm going to try to avoid doing story stuff in these videos. A, because I don't want to spoil anything. B, because I feel like those are kind of contrary to the purposes of this video. If I were to watch a video like this, I wouldn't want to just hear NPCs talking the whole time or watch cutscenes. I want to sort of feel myself in the world, explore the atmosphere, that sort of thing. There's a small iron deposit. I do need some wolf pelts for a quest. So there we go. And if I talk to her, I believe that picks up a quest, knowing from previous playthroughs of the game that I have done. Well, not playthroughs, just playthrough really, but I've played the game through I believe once before. I got pretty far into it, but I'm one of those people that can't come back to a game after months of not playing it. I really need to restart it. I don't know if that's a flaw in myself, just a character flaw, or if my memory is really that bad. I'd like to think it's not, but oops. You know. Another game I'd like to do this for is Far Cry 5. I find myself wanting to replay it more and more. I believe I played it about a year ago. I really enjoyed that game. I'm not usually the biggest fan of Ubisoft's games. I can never really find myself finishing them. Thus why I'm playing through Odyssey again. But something about Far Cry 5 just rang right with me. It was really quite fun. Of course. Yeah. Not too used to spear combats. Yeah. Various controversies aside, I am very much looking forward to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I really like Nordic themed games, like God of War, Skyrim. God of War especially, I feel like God of War embraced that setting a lot better than Skyrim did, although they're both great games in their own right. Valhalla looks fun, and I would very much like to be a Viking. Vikings are pretty cool, actually. They were actually pretty progressive in terms of women's rights. It's been a while since I wrote a paper on them for a history class, and there were some really interesting characters. They weren't the sort of traditional warrior folk that some people paint them out to be. They're mostly all subsistence farmers, that sort of thing. Of course, they did raid and they did go fight, especially later on. But there was a very prominent, farming class that seems to be overlooked, especially when people use Vikings and their history to sort of advance their political agenda, their own personal beliefs, to avoid going too deep into politics here. Can I kick the dog? I can kick the dog. I messed up that parry there. I think streaming would be something that I would eventually like to try out, mostly out of general curiosity, because I've never really been that attracted to streaming, or to streamers, or to watching streaming for that matter, but it may be fun and it may allow me to experience games in a different way, which could be fun. quite a lot of things for a supposedly an ASMR video. I really enjoy the water of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It looks very beautiful and idealized. I've never been to the Mediterranean, so I can't speak as to whether that's accurate, but I feel it's very true to the pseudo-historical, myth, fairy tale setting of the game. It looks very gorgeous. One thing I don't really enjoy about the game is the wildlife spawns, especially compared to something like Red Dead Redemption, which came out around the same time as Odyssey. The wildlife spawn in erratic places, and it doesn't really make much sense, especially when compared to how well Red Dead handled wildlife spawns. I don't know if that makes sense, like where different animals spawn in terms of the environment. Like every species had a specific biome. Of course there'd be a little crossover, but all within like realistic parameters. But in Odyssey everything's a bit haphazard, which is probably due to the size and the size of the game world. I would assume that some of it would have to have been procedurally generated to some degree or another. I feel a little bad now. I suppose I should let it die, sadly. Yeah, it's gonna be... Yeah. There it goes. More wolves, huh? Another thing I don't like is this sort of thing, like streams just popping out of the ground. I don't know if that's a spring or if that's like a bug or something, or just the way the world was designed. It feels a little cheap. Of course I may be completely wrong. Perhaps that is how streams work in real life or in Greece. I wouldn't know. It was something that turned me off of the game initially, but I'm able to forgive it just because I really enjoy the game and the look of the game. I'm more a fan of Origins, if I must be honest, just because desert settings appeal to me a lot more than like sort of bland forests. But they're both fun. They're both beautiful. Let's see if there's anything to explore underwater here. let's go see what that question mark is. Looks like this is a combat area, so let's see if we can get into some combat and be a bit more subtle about it. Let's see if I can sneak out of this. Poor little fella's confused. Okay. And that's that. And there we see a flying rat. That looks quite nice, I think. Oh, we have an ability point. Let's see. This looks fun. Let's see, how do I switch arrows around? Is there a... Well, that didn't paralyze him very well, did it? Looks like there's a camp or something up here that we should be able to try out these arrows on. Or this is just someone's house. Whoa. That was Absolutely not the intended result there. Let's check out this final question mark over here and then call it a day or a night. This is Phobos, my mount. This is an enemy encampment here, so this should be a suitable opportunity to try out these arrows. Naturally. Oops. Well, so much for stealth, huh? Yeah, he's down for the count now. Let's reunite these two fellows. Perhaps put one here. And perhaps put the other one right on the edge here. Oh. Whoops. Oh man. Whoops. That was sad. One thing I especially liked about Origins was the fire, which I believe has been cut back a little bit in Odyssey. Unfortunately, in Origins, if you played your cards right, you could kill quite a few people in certain encampments and encounters with fire. Almost like in the Far Cry games. Let's commandeer this rowboat here and well, I hope you enjoyed this departure from my usual content. This little I guess one could say, break I'm having is probably going to lead to more content, more sort of experimental videos as I sort of find my flow, and that sort of thing. More Fallout 4 videos, definitely. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you found this to be relaxing or entertaining or neither, and you hated this video. Just kidding. Well, if you didn't like the video, I can't stop you from disliking it. So, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos in the future. And I have quite a few videos that I've uploaded already. I hope to do some ambience videos with Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well, though I'm not too sure how the world would lend itself to that. I could probably only get like 1 or 2 unique soundscapes out of it, maybe 3. We'll see. That being said, I'm going to definitely develop a consistent-ish upload schedule. I'm going to try to do 2 videos a week, whether that's an ambience video and an ASMR video, or 2 ambience videos, or 2 ASMR videos, or 2 completely new videos. I'm going to try to stick with that. And then once I get a real flow going, I can designate days of the week to upload on, that sort of thing. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope everyone who's watching this has a fantastic day, a fantastic evening, a fantastic everything. Good night.